Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. This is going to be a video for air signs, so I'm going to just jump right in here. So we're going to do Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I'm sorry, I know I'm kind of just like sporadic. I just kind of want to jump right into the energy. Things have been like super chaotic lately. Lots of like changes and shifts and like sudden pivots, and it's like a lot kind of coming to the surface. Like you might find yourself in a position where you have to pivot, or like you have to like make a quick judgment call, or you might have to like think about a situation or assess a situation in a different way. But it's like kind of out of the blue. Something could have happened that it like you least expect, where it kind of unprepared, like didn't have time to prepare for something, didn't have time to anticipate something happening or shifting or changing, right? So let's jump into let's break them down individually. So let's do we'll start with Gemini. So this for Gemini. Gemini, I feel like you guys are at a crossroads where it's like decision time. You might be experiencing some conflict with like interpersonal relationships. I feel like there's someone who needs to make a decision. This decision is pivotal for where something goes or how something unfolds. So there's a release of the past here, Gemini, coming out of a situation that maybe kept you in a foggy standpoint or like an unclear perspective. You're moving beyond that, moving out of it, out of a lot of change as well. Could have caused a lot of confusion. The outsider and fighting. I feel like there's an energy that's like fighting for some type of freedom, fighting for some type of release, some type of freedom of expression even. It's like freedom to be oneself, freedom to be true, to be pure, to be in alignment. But it's like there's also a defensiveness here, like somebody protecting another person, or like somebody protecting an inner child or a younger child, even like an actual child. There could be like a real child here, and it's like somebody's very protective of this child, this energy. I don't know why, but I'm picking up on like if there's something going on with like custody, like a custody agreement or like a custody battle, I feel like the child, or like whoever has there's a child involved in a situation, could be like a custody thing, I don't know. The child is actually trying to say something here, but like somebody is like so ramped up, like somebody is so on edge and like so protective and like so on guard and like very defensive that like they might not, like it could be completely unintentional, but it's like that defensiveness is like this, there's someone trying to say something, and I feel like it could be a child or a young person in a situation, maybe between parents or between there's something here where like as much as you want to protect the child, like listen to what this child is saying. Or like there's even a situation here where like the child holds the key to something, and it will release like something from the past. So that's like another way that I'm seeing this energy. It's very interesting, actually. I'm going to try and break this down in a couple different ways. Clinging to the past here is in reverse, which is a good thing. It's being released, it's being transmuted, it's moving forward, it's moving, it's in constant motion. But then the outsider being here, it's like watching something from the outside, but you're not restricted. It's like a fear almost. Like there's something with a fear where like someone feels like they have to like always have their guard up, or like always be super protective, and this could like stem back to somebody's childhood. Back to the thing with like the custody agreement, or like whatever that might be with custody. I don't know. I feel like I'm saying that weird, but that, I don't know what that has to do with anything, but like listen to like if there are children involved, listen to what they're saying, because I feel like they're trying to communicate something, and I feel like it's very important, but somebody's emotions are causing them to be very defensive, and they might not be fully receptive to what this child is trying to communicate, because children communicate very differently than adults do. And a lot of times we as adults we over process things, we over intellectualize things, or I don't even know if that's a word, but whatever, you get what I'm saying. Like we as adults, we make things very complex, we have complex thoughts. But children, on the other hand, children have a more like concrete, like a, it's like they have a more simple way of explaining things. You know, if you get what I'm saying. If you have kids, you understand. Kids communicate a little bit differently than adults, and sometimes we get caught up in what is going on in our everyday lives, that sometimes we might not hear the full message. You see what I'm saying? And it's not a positive thing, it's not a negative thing, it's totally neutral. But there could be a little bit of a communication thing going on here, because there's something with the past here. It's being released, it's being let go of, it's on the way out, it's shifting, it's changing. You have a lot of fives here. It's like heavy change. Also, if there's, to get away from the narrative of the children for a minute, like the actual children, this could be also connecting to someone's inner child, to someone's inner feelings, and feeling isolated, feeling disconnected. But the thing about that is that it's this lock that's on this gate is unlocked. You don't need a key to open that. It's completely unlocked. So at choice, by will, you can open this gate and take the chain off and open it and fight for something or move towards something. There could be like an overcoming of fears here. It's like suiting up for something. Suiting up for a battle, even. It's like fighting. And the way that the cards actually just fell kind of reminded me of a tower. Like in traditional tarot, it kind of just reminded me of like a tower because of the sounds that it made. But there's a lot of energy in the air. Like, I don't know, maybe some of you will understand what that means. I'm trying to kind of process what it means. The Fool, Miser, Patience. Letting go. The bottom of the deck. I feel like someone's fighting for a new start, a new opportunity. I feel like somebody is really going within and like working through something that could be connected to the past. Most likely is, because this is clinging to the past. So something that was illusionary energy, not clear, not having a clear vision, not having a clear perception, not being able to get a clear understanding of what's going on, not being able to cross this gate, not being able to unlock it, not being able to figure it out. Somebody's fighting. And you have the Fool for a new beginning, a new start, fresh opportunity. I also see a little bit of a conflict here because I'm actually feeling anxiety. So obviously when we're put in uncomfortable positions, it's meant for our growth. So if we stayed comfortable all the time, how much would we really grow, right? So I feel like there's a new opportunity here, a new beginning. But this Miser is actually kind of throwing me off a little bit because it's right next to Patience. So I don't know if there's like bitter feelings. But see, that's a very materialistic card. So I don't know, maybe you have a situation here with somebody from the past and you're moving away from an energy here that was like very greedy or maybe like materialistic, very like I almost want to say like possessive, but it's very focused on money, like getting what they can get. Focused on like the finer things of like life, right? Like jewels and, you know, diamonds and whatever. Money, to sum it all up in one. But money's not always bad, so the Miser is an interesting card in this situation because it's like bittersweet. It's like fighting for something, fighting for some type of fresh start, and like taking your things and just going. But then with Patience being here, it's actually like moving towards something positive, something nurturing, something that's been cultivated for a period of time. Like time has gone by for something to grow. Because for Patience to be here, it's almost like waiting for something. Maybe waiting for the right time, waiting for the right moment to like go to battle on something. I don't know what that's about, but let's see if we can pull a couple cards here. Gemini. Something's very draining as well, like in a sense of like, be careful of like the situations, like take inventory of the situations and things around you and pay attention to your energy level, like when you're engaging in those situations. Like, does it fill you or does it take from you? Do you have to refill yourself after you do something or interact with someone? Like how do you feel? Like take inventory, check in with your body when it comes to a situation or relationship or I hope that makes sense. Like Like, take inventory of your body and your feelings. You're the Queen of Cups. So again, your feelings, it's intuitive, it's intuition, it's on fire. It's literally, the Queen of Cups is someone who is very receptive to emotion, very engaged in their emotions, very able to process and read and to understand the depths of their emotions, and is actually very comfortable in that space. The Queen of Cups is a beautiful frequency, and it's someone who's very giving and very nurturing, but also somebody who not only could have gone through, like, this is somebody who has learned the art of boundaries, has learned the art of understanding where one person's energy ends and another begins. This is someone who is very fluid, but also very like, I don't want to say like structured, but they're very fluid, but then they also have structure to them because of that gift of that Queen of Cups energy. This is beautiful energy to be in, but I'm also sensing a little bit of like frustration here because I'm being pulled to the expression that's on the face in the card. And I don't know if my camera will focus on it completely. Okay. But you can see the face. A little bit of frustration here. And for the Queen of Cups to be out, this tells me that somebody might actually be taking a back seat on something. Like, you might be taking a step back from something, like not taking action. Because masculine energy, if say for example the King of Cups came out, I would probably feel more of an action. But this is more receptive. So I don't know, I feel like I need to say that. Like, I don't know why, I feel like I need to just like touch on that a little bit. Because I don't feel like someone is taking action. Because again, masculine and feminine energy, like, we operate in both on the daily basis. So don't get stuck on gender or anything like that when it comes to the energies, the frequencies of what I'm picking up on here. Because the Queen of Cups is very receptive energy. But there's frustration here because maybe there wasn't an equal give and take, equal effort put in. You know, the Fool came out twice. This is like a new opportunity. Something very passionate, very emotion driven, intuition driven. Like, what is going on with my hands? Got like stuck. So it looks like you might be asked to display like some level of vulnerability to something. Or like you might feel vulnerable in a situation, but then it's like you gotta make a decision here. Because the Nine of Wands for me is like afraid to be vulnerable. Like the Nine of Wands is like a wounded warrior, afraid to be vulnerable, have gone through a lot of shit. And then you have this Nine of Pence, which is like very confident, very comfortable. You know? And then the Two of Swords between them. So there's some sort of like a decision here with that, where I don't know, you might be asked, like, in a situation where, like, you might be, I don't want to say, like, being asked, but, like, you might feel, like, pulled or something to, like, be more vulnerable, but, like, you might pull back and, like, hesitate a little bit on it because, like, there's something here with, like, an independence thing and, like, a confidence thing, being happy, being confident, being abundant, but then this Nine of Wands over here, it's like being very like afraid to be vulnerable and like afraid to let people in. Like you've built this wall around you that like keeps things out, but like you're holding on to one thing. So it's like a decision. That might be why I'm sensing like the frustration But this Fool card is kind of interesting to me because I'm like, what is this about? What's the Fool about? You could have a message come through from someone. Could be from the past. A message coming through, maybe from an old friend. Page of Cups came back out. That was at the bottom of the deck. So again, that's like a message to me. Like, someone might be like reaching out to you. The Nine of Cups and the Five of Wands flipped over. The Empress at the bottom of the deck. With the Ten of Pentacles and the Sun card. Well, you might actually, you might have a decision between like multiple people. Like you might have like an actual decision here. Or like make a decision about like some sort of connection. Because Five of Wands is very competitive. It's like, does someone want to be vulnerable? Does someone want to express themselves? Does someone want to tell somebody how they feel? Who they want to build with? The Sun, the Ten of Pentacles, the Empress, with the Ten of Pentacles and the Sun. This is like a triple combo here. Like a literally. The Empress already has this. Already has some foundation. Or it's like, this is interesting. Because I can't tell if this is one energy or multiple energies here. It's like somebody having a choice or having choices, but like, I don't know, maybe you weren't happy with, well, I don't want to say it that way, but maybe you weren't like wanting to express or wanting to engage in other options, maybe because they weren't fulfilling. They just weren't doing it for you. So like, you know, you're just like, okay, one after another, you're like, all right, like, you know, I'm just not really, kind of frustrated here. Like, I'm just not finding that connection that maybe you're looking for. Maybe you're finding connections, but maybe it's not the one that really kind of puts you in that receptive state. I hope this makes sense. Moving away from something in the past here, having patience, fighting for something, standing up for something, I feel like there's an opportunity coming, but it's like, I don't know, I feel like this miser energy is maybe someone from the past who you could be dealing with, maybe a friend, family member, relative, I don't know. It's an outside energy. But it's like having to fight for something, having to fight against them for something. But at the end of the day, you have something very positive here with the Empress, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Sun card. There's something super positive here. So you might get a message, and it might put you in a position to make a decision. It's like, be vulnerable or stay independent and do your thing, you know, so use your best judgment for that. So let's move forward to, let's do Aquarius. Oops. awareness. Okay. Comparison. So, Aquarius, I feel like you guys are seeing something. You have a 5 too, which is pretty... It's a lot of change here. It's like you're seeing something with new eyes, a level of awareness that things might end up different for you, or like your path is different from other people's, but that collectively we're all connected, if that makes sense. So it's having an awareness that no matter differences, no matter whatever it might be, people play really important roles in life in general. Like, you have parents, you have friends, you have people who, you know, for a split second come into your life and it's like forever changed. You have, you know, moments of encounters that, you know, give you stories to tell years later down the road. Like, these people, everyone comes into your life for a reason and serves some type of purpose, and whether that purpose be for a, you know, a short period of time or a long period of time, there's an understanding of differences, and knowing that by letting go and trusting some sort of process, and by not comparing where you are versus other people, by not comparing maybe circumstances with other circumstances, you're seeing something from like a very higher kind of like bird's eye point of view almost. It's being able to like see beyond the ego. Like, somebody's like seeing beyond the illusionary energy of like human ego, I guess is a good way to put it. It's seeing people's truth for what it is. It's seeing beyond the layers that people maybe wear on the outside of themselves to kind of like keep protected in a sense. It's seeing beyond that illusion, and maybe like, say for example, like you have a conflict with somebody. It's instead of getting mad at them and spouting off in the same way back to them, you take a moment, you take a breath, and you reflect and say, hey, like, okay, this person doesn't usually act like this, or this person usually doesn't have this type of response. They could be going through something just like I'm going through something, or just like anybody else is going through something. And it's like having that space for them to be human, but still that doesn't excuse any type of abusive behavior by any means. So don't take it that way. If somebody is abusive, then obviously, you know, like that's a whole different conversation. But for this type of a message, that I'm not seeing that. What I'm seeing here is like people, there's a lot going on right now collectively, and for everyone, their realities might look different than your reality, and it's holding space for other people while they go through what they're going through, and having that space for healing, and holding that for them. And it's like realizing that underneath it all, we're all human, and we all feel these feelings. And isn't it nice to have a friend? Isn't it nice to have somebody, you know, to lean on whenever you know something's going wrong? And even though we all experience things on a daily basis, it's having like a mindfulness and an awareness. And believe me, sometimes you can't, because you got so much on your plate that you can't take anything else. And that is 100% okay too. You know, that is 100% okay. Believe me, I've had moments like that where I'm like, I cannot have another thing on my plate. I need to go within and take some things off of my plate, and then I can be open to whatever it might be. So, you see what I'm saying? I hope that that makes sense. Letting go and like trusting some type of process and how something is going to unfold. There's like a coming together of energies here. But I feel like this is like really trusting a process and like taking a leap of faith into something. It's like finally coming down and like touching the water. I don't really know what that means, but... There we go. Beyond Illusion. So Beyond Illusion came out, but it came out in reverse, which isn't, it's not, it doesn't change the meaning. It's still the meaning. You're seeing beyond the illusion of, I don't know how to put it, but it's like seeing beyond the illusion of separation, right? So maybe you took some time out. Maybe you know, are like, hey, it's not the right time for me to do something. Maybe it's not the right time for me to say something. Recognizing that now it's up to you. I feel like there's a release of emotion here too. There's like a seeing beyond the veil. Like serious, like there is a serious like ability to see beyond something. This could be like the veil. Somebody could be like super in tune right now with their intuition. Somebody could be like really listening to their higher self. I feel like there's a lot of meditation going on, or, well, I mean, I guess it is Pisces season, so that would make sense with all the Pisces energy and stuff. Like some people like tapping in a lot quicker, tapping in and like really feeling things intuitively. Maybe it's something comes to you in a meditation. Maybe you see something in a meditation. Maybe you're dreaming and something happens in a dream. It's something like that. You have celebration and slowing down. So there's a time to reflect here, and the celebration is like a reconnection here. It's a transformation. So maybe in the past something wasn't the right time, but it's like here comes the right time again. Here comes the celebration. Here comes the happy times. Here comes the ability to reflect and to make a decision. Here comes the time to let your guard down. You could have friends, people coming towards you, and it's like wanting to embrace you, wanting to hang out, wanting to be a part of your life. And these are going to be connections that you're going to want to nurture, and obviously use your judgment when it comes to that, because you would be the only person who knows. You have the Hierophant here, so this is traditions, values, morals. This is, you know, like responsibility in a sense. You have Taurus energy very strongly. You have the Page of Wands, the Empress, and the Ten of Pentacles yet again. So there could be an action taken to this Empress. Like somebody could be coming forward to a feminine energy, could have strong Taurus here. This Page of Wands could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or somebody that is acting in a fire energy. This is somebody, again, who wants to spark something new, wants to maybe rekindle. The Page of Wands is a little bit immature, though. It's subtle. It's young. It's the Empress is more mature and more wise to things. This page is very young, so there could be like a message, especially with the page. This could be a message. You have the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Three of Pentacles, and you have the Star card. There's a lot of feminine energy here. A lot of nurturing, a lot of healing. Somebody could want to ground a situation, want to work on something, want to reestablish something, want to heal something. Strong Aquarius energy, Capricorn energy, Taurus energy. A lot of earth. I feel like somebody looks at somebody as being like very well established, very much well, like, secure. But see, this Queen of Pentacles is very secure too. But you could also be dealing with an energy that maybe isn't quick to come forward. Maybe they're a little bit more subtle with the way that they communicate. But see, this Empress is like suspicious. The Empress is almost like hesitant. Like, I'm seeing this Empress and they're like looking at this Page of Wands and it's like, what are you doing? And I feel like this Page of Wands is like trying to communicate to this Empress, like, the Eight of Wands just fell out. I feel like this Page of Wands is trying to communicate to this Empress. Like, this Page of Wands would view this energy as being very grounded, mature, stable, very like, I mean, it's the Empress, you know? It's very motherly energy, very nurturing energy, very receptive energy. It's literally the Empress. You have this Page of Wands with the Eight of Wands, so it's like travel could be here, communication could be here, messages. This could be options. And it's like you're holding back because you're waiting for the right thing to invest in. Yep, Four of Pentacles, holding back. So this is holding back. So there's an energy here sitting as the Empress, but it's like holding back from any offers that are like not worth investing in. I don't know how else to put it. Somebody could be holding on to something too with this page, where like maybe you were dealing with a fire sign and it's like this person was very immature and this person's just like holding on to something, holding on to it, like holding on to the connection, and you're kind of looking at this person like, what are you doing? Like, why are you, like, what do you want? Like, I don't mean that in like a negative way, but it's like almost like a kind of like, what do you want? Like, we've done this already. We've had this conversation already. The Hermit. I feel like somebody might want to communicate maybe how they feel. You could have a King of Swords here with the, and I just actually stuttered over that. So there could be a communication thing with this person where maybe they don't want to communicate, but they struggle with communication. Because sometimes the King of Swords energy is unique in that sense, where even though you would assume that the King of Swords would be a clear communicator, but sometimes they're not a clear communicator. They're very stubborn with their communication. They're very restrictive of the information that they give out. It's only what they want you to know, kind of thing. With the Six of Pence being here, it's like wanting to come in to like give to something. But I don't know, maybe it's not. Again, it's like, what do you want to invest in? Saving for like the right investment. Not wanting to entertain anything less than it. Having Judgment here with the Hermit. There could be strong Virgo energy. Somebody could be trying to make a judgment call on a situation. It's like they kind of come out of nowhere. They're like coming in, like it's like random communication. Ten of Wands, somebody could be very stressed out about it, very hesitant about it. You could be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You could be dealing with Taurus. You have fire energy here, Aries, Leo, Sag. You also have Virgo energy here. My back is like, I mean, really hurting. So, and the Ten of Wands just came out too, so that's kind of ironic. Someone is like carrying this, like it's stressing them out. It's a lot on their shoulders. Like, I don't know, use your best judgment with this. Use your discernment. Only you guys know your situation. So, looks like somebody might reach out. Looks like somebody might try to communicate. It looks like the Empress is holding back and saving to invest in the right thing, which at the end of the day is trusting the process, taking time to reflect, having the awareness and the intuition, seeing beyond the illusion, learning a lesson here, especially with the Hierophant. There's something very traditional here. Or maybe that's what you want, is something very traditional, and it's like you're holding back for that right thing, because it's like maybe you've been dating and like it just hasn't been the right one. It's like, I don't feel that way. I don't know how. I'm like, it's like, I just don't want to invest in it. This isn't really the right thing for me. You're holding out for that. But there's a reason to celebrate coming towards you. Trust the process. Trust your intuition. Trust your judgment. Let's move forward to Libra. So Libra, you have consciousness and existence. So this is very quiet. Maybe you're kind of in a reclusive state. Maybe you're taking time for yourself. Maybe you're being quiet, not talking to anybody, just kind of doing your own thing, listening to your intuition, maybe connecting deeper with yourself, with whatever practice it is that you do. You have the dream. I feel like you're wishing for something, or like you're trying to follow some type of intuition. You're trying to see something clearly. You're trying to bring something in. Yearning for something. Like, be careful that you're not yearning for something. You have a consciousness card being here with existence. So this is like knowing. This is like even knowing that something's coming. I don't know. Like, maybe you're having dreams about someone. You have the Mind card. This is also anxiety for me. Maybe you're worried about something. Be careful that you're not yearning, because things happen in their own time. Might not always be the timelines that we want, but it's see what I'm saying? You have possibilities, and you also have adventure here. So you have endless possibilities. You have so many decisions ahead of you. There's something here where someone's getting caught up in the mind. Someone's very locked in their head. They're having a hard time connecting with their intuition. They're having a hard time seeing something for what it is. There could have been a connection here between two people, and one person saw it, the other person did not, because they were so consumed with what they were consumed with. Their mind was very polluted, in a sense, with everything that was burdening them. So they couldn't see what was right in front of them. They couldn't see the possibilities in something. Thus, someone could have walked away from a situation, moving forward, yearning for something at a distance. But this is also reflective of also work that needs to be done with the self, and healing that inner child. self, that part of us that maybe has a little bit of a wound. Not, everybody has it. Everybody's got a little bit of that feeling. So it happens from time to time. But I feel like a situation could have triggered it. And with this situation, somebody is very, like really having a hard time with their intuition. Like, they really struggle with, like, being connected, or, like, really struggle with trusting themselves, or, like, trusting their intuition, trusting, like, this person is always, like, very much well in their head. And then you have this other energy over here that's very peaceful and very serene. And there's possibilities where it could go both ways. And it's like spirit is here trying to guide someone, but someone is, like, so caught up in something that they can't see. Like, they really can't see what's going on. They're so trapped in their mind. But with consciousness being the crown of this card, it tells me that, like, they're working through it, but it's like, I mean, like, this person's, like, going through it. So they got to let go of control. So somebody's got to let go of some type of control here. Because something is going to end up, like, kind of just putting you on your ass a little bit. Because I feel like spirit, or, like, source, the universe, is trying to get someone to see something. And they got to release some type of control. The awareness is coming as soon as this control is released. And I'm, like, fumbling over my words a little bit. So this is somebody who might struggle with communication. This is someone who might also be a little bit uncomfortable with where they're at. But what's good right now is to be happy in the present moment. Because there are opportunities on the horizon. It's just, like, it's not in the physical quite yet. But the energy is there. Like, you might be feeling something. You might be feeling someone's restlessness. You might be feeling, like, the anxiety. You might be, I don't know, like, also be mindful if it's your own anxiety. See what I'm saying? Like, take a look, take an inventory of yourself when you feel these things, and how much of it is really, when it comes down to it, how much of it can you pinpoint in your life that's yours versus etc. You get what I mean? So we have the King of Swords here with the Four of Pence. Then you have the Three of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and then you have the Seven of Wands. This King of Swords to me immediately stands out as somebody who's been really holding back, like really holding back everything, like holding on to everything around them, not wanting to let go, not wanting to release, not wanting to open up, not wanting to share, not wanting to be receptive, but also holding on to a situation of, like, wanting to maybe reconcile with the Three of Cups and the Ten of Cups, wanting to fight for something with the Seven of Wands. This is a slow-moving energy. The Fool. So this is like a leap of faith. Be careful that it's not a foolish decision. Like, this could be like an impulsive choice where it's like somebody's just like holding on to it. It's the Ace of Pentacles. So maybe it's not a foolish choice. Maybe it's an impulsive decision, but it could lead to something very successful. You know, it could be impulsive but successful. But use your discernment and your judgment. Nine of Pentacles, very slow moving energy. This is wanting to offer something tangible. Wanting to go after something tangible. So this could be somebody wanting to reconcile, wanting to communicate, wanting to deliver a message. Three of Swords popped out. Could have been a lot of stuff in the past. Nine of Cups, there could have been selfishness. There could have been greedy energy. It could have been Eight of Wands, the Hermit. Somebody's been reflecting on like how something went down, maybe how they were selfish. They have the Hangman here. So somebody's been very hung up on a situation, like not moving forward, not willing to budge, not willing to see things any other way. And so with the Hangman and the Hermit being out, this is like spirit, like really kind of like, the chair I'm sitting on is so uncomfortable. I cannot even begin to complain here. But I just keep like fidgeting on it. It's just very uncomfortable. It's like a stool. But it's so uncomfortable. Whatever. Regardless, with the Hermit and the Hangman being here, this person was forced to see something, was forced to look at something, was forced to go within, was forced to recognize something. There could have been a lot of toxic behaviors. I know the devil's not out here, but sometimes with the Nine of Cups, it can be very greedy and very material and very like could be like heavy drinking, like it could be like alcoholism, partying, you know, enjoying things a little bit too much. That energy could have led to some sort of conflict, something that was very painful. And this was kind of a wake-up call or reflection for this other energy. But there's someone that's holding some type of energy with the Four of Pentacles, and it could be holding on to a situation, hoping for reconciliation, or just holding on to the idea of this opportunity, holding on to the possibilities of it, holding on to the just not willing to like let it go, not willing to budge from it. But this is also someone who's holding back communication. So as much as they might be holding on to the situation, they're not coming forward with communication. But with the Eight of Wands coming out here, that could change, that could shift. But with the Knight of Pentacles, it's a slower moving energy that is kind of taking place here. So this is someone who's not quick to really speak or share how they feel, but this is somebody who comes in very grounded and also very focused. And the Knight of Pentacles is someone who at the end of the day might be very slow, but is very consistent, very stable. So always consider that in the situation as well. So if anyone is interested in personal readings, I am doing personals, so feel free to email me and we can go from there. But other than that, this is all the messages that I have for you. I wish that these help. I wish that these helped. Interesting. I hope that these helped. I wish that these helped. I wish that. That's interesting, because I was going to say before that came out, it's almost like this, like maybe this person like didn't say something that maybe they should have said. Like they wish that they would have said something, or they wish that something could have gone down a different way, or maybe they wish that something didn't go down that way. They wish that they could have helped in a situation. I don't know. But whenever I'm reading cards, like I take everything that comes out. So it's very interesting. But either way, a little extra message there. So I wish you all the best, and I will be back to do another video at some point. But thank you guys so much for your patience and your understanding, as these are some changing times. I wish you all the best and look forward to connecting with you in the future. Take care.